The Science of Learning Research Center presents Psychology, Education, Neuroscience, PEN. Pen Principle number 7. Mix up practice tasks to boost performance.
Let's open this video with a little thought experiment.
Imagine you're a math teacher and you have 3 days to teach your students how to find the area of 3 different shapes. Let's say a circle, a square, and a triangle. Now, to teach them this, you have 2 different options. The first option is to focus on and drill only one shape per day. So, day 1 is exclusively circle, day 2 exclusively square, day 3 exclusively triangle. The second option is to focus on all 3 shapes during all 3 days.
Now the question I want you to consider is, what do you think the effect is of these different options? For instance, let's say on day 4 you have a test. Which of these learning options do you think would help your students perform best on that test? Well, it turns out researchers have examined this very question.
Psychologists refer to the first option as massed practice. This is where you focus on and drill one idea at a time. And it turns out massed practice improves performance during practice, but impairs long-term performance and transfer. Psychologists refer to the second option as interleaved practice. This is where you practice many different skills in a kind of mixed-up fashion. And it turns out that interleaved practice actually impairs performance during practice, but improves long-term performance and transfer. So returning now to our thought experiment, we would expect the students under option A to perform strongly during the 3 days of learning, but relatively weakly during that final test on the 4th day. Conversely, we would expect the students under option B to perform relatively weakly during the 3 days of learning, but strongly during that final test.
But what's even more interesting is if we add something new to that test on day 4, a novel shape that the students had never seen before, let's say a rhombus, then it turns out that the students who learned in the second interleaved group would demonstrate stronger comprehension and better understanding of that novel material than the students who learned in the first massed group. But why is this so?
Neuroscientists have demonstrated that when practice is undertaken in an interleaved fashion, task-relevant brain areas demonstrate enhanced communication and coordination. And in fact, in the classroom, the benefits of interleaved practice have been demonstrated on a number of different topics, ranging from math and language skills in elementary students, all the way up to diagnostic and surgical skills in medical students.
Classroom application.
So we've seen that learning in an interleaved as opposed to a massed fashion can improve long-term performance and transfer. So how can we use this in the classroom?
A common practice after introducing students to a new concept is to assign practice questions relevant only to that concept. But interleaving suggests that learning and performance can be improved if practice questions about different topics are mixed together and presented over many weeks. In this way, you're basically building a review process inside of a practice assignment. Another idea is that when teaching or reviewing motor skills, try to establish an interleaved rather than a massed practice schedule. For instance, if practicing basketball shots, rather than taking a day to focus only on free throws, use each day to mix between free throws, three-pointers, and jump shots. This type of practice will not only accelerate learning, but thanks to transfer, it will also improve performance on unpracticed skills, such as layups.
Ideas and future directions.
If we know that interleaving practice skills can improve long-term performance and transfer, a natural question arises. What is the best interleaved practice schedule? In other words, is it more effective to jump back and forth between skills with each practice attempt? Or should we be doing certain blocks of practice attempts before we switch to a different skill? In addition, how similar or different can interleaved skills be to still get the same effect? We know interleaving works when practicing different basketball shots, but what if you were to interleave basketball shots with football kicks? Would you still see the same benefit? Some important questions that are worth getting to the bottom of. On behalf of everyone here at the Science of Learning Research Center, thanks for watching.